I'm Scott with Marc's Mobility. Today I'm going to show you how to replace the motors on the Jazzy carbon power chair, so stay tuned. Before we begin the motor replacement, I do want to say that you can order these motors through us. I should have a link in the description to order the motors, or if you're interested in purchasing the Jazzy carbon, you can also order that through us. There should also be that link in the description. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to follow the cable of the motor that we're replacing. In this case, we're going to do the right hand motor, and here's the cable that goes to it. You can see there's some zip ties holding it together, so I'm going to go ahead and cut those. And you can see our wire goes into the brain box down here. So this box is held in place by 3 small Phillips screwdrivers. We're not going to be taking these out. These are what holds the brain into the chair. We just want to take off this plate. So we'll get our Phillips screwdriver and take these 3 out. Once the 3 screws are out, that gives us access to our wires. Again, we want to follow our cable, make sure we're taking out the right ones. So this motor cable goes to these 3 right here and this plug. So I'm going to grab some needle nose pliers because I don't want you to pull on the wire. I don't want you to damage it or disconnect it. So we're going to use these pliers to take the terminals off instead. I would take a picture of this if you're doing both motors just so you remember where each one of these goes. So it goes, should go brown, yellow, blue from left to right. Then we'll take out this plug. There's a little tab on the underside, just like that. And now our motor has been disconnected from the brain. Now that the motor's unplugged, the next thing we're going to do is take the tire off. It's going to be these 3 screws, and it's a 4mm Allen. Once these 3 are out, I'm going to lift up slightly and then move this to the side. It's not a heavy chair. You can rest it on this. It's not like it's a 300-pound standard power chair. This thing doesn't weigh much. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to take, there is 4 bolts right here we're going to take out. These bolts are 10mm, so I have a 10mm socket set right here. And that's what's attaching it to the frame. So once these 4 are out, the motor is now separate from the chair, and then we can take some parts off of this as well. I can actually just rest the chair down like that. Now here's our motor assembly. When you order the motor from Pride, this is not going to come with it. You're going to want to take this off of your chair. It's pretty easy to take out. We're going to use a 4mm Allen wrench, sorry, 5mm Allen wrench. And take these 2 screws out. It's got 2 washers with it, so let's try not to lose them. Once these are out, you can pull up on this little tab and you can take your tip wheel off. Now, unfortunately, this little tab also does not come with it. That actually comes with the tip wheel assembly, which is a separate order. If you do need that, let us know. But we're going to have to take this out if you want to use it on your new motor. So it is also 5mm, but these are kind of hard to get to, which is why I'm going to use a Allen wrench like this instead. And we're going to take these all the way out. This front one you can kind of reach by going through here, but you're going to have to do it by hand. It's not the easiest. The good news is if you loosen both of these, you can then hand thread or hand take them out, so it makes it a lot easier. Once those are out, just lift up on this and it'll pop right out. And you can install this on your new motor. I'm almost certain from the diagrams Pride sent me that this attachment piece also comes with it. but it's kind of hard to see, and I've never actually ordered a motor just yet by itself. I'm pretty sure this will come with it because it looks like it's tied to the main piece. So now we have our new motor. What we're going to do is basically work in reverse. Everything we did, we're going to do in reverse. So when we get our new motor in, we're going to want to install this again. It goes in just like that. I like to try to hand thread these. Now that we have these two screws back in and tightened, we're going to install our tip wheel. Now the tip wheel goes this direction. So we have these 4 screws are going to make kind of a triangle with this. It's not going to go this way. It's going to go this way. So I'm going to kind of turn it like that so you can see what I'm doing. And our screws with the 2 washers are what's going to hold this in place. You might want to have to loosen that a little bit. Then I like to hand thread these first. Then I'll go and tighten with my Allen wrench. Now these are good and tight. You don't want to tighten them too much, so that, because this is adjustable, when I let this go, this isn't going anywhere. So what I'll do is I will loosen this maybe 1/8 of a turn. And now it should slide. Now we're going to stick our motor back on. These 4 holes are going to line up right here with our anti-tip wheel facing the back. We have our 4 10mm bolts from earlier. So like I said earlier, this chair is very light. You're really just going to have to lift it up. And you can hand thread 1 or 2 of these and it should rest gently on there. But then you'll finish with your socket set and make sure they're tight. Now that that's tight, I'm going to go ahead and get the wheel back on just so it sits stable. I guess you don't have to take the wheel off to get to everything. I find it a lot easier to not have this in the way of my socket set and then in the way of these screws underneath. So I took it off. It's just 3 screws, but we can go ahead and put it back on. It just rests on here. Not all of these holes are threaded, so just make sure it's lined up with the correct one. Or if you have to, you can even turn the unit on its side so gravity kind of keeps the wheel on, which I might actually do. But we'll just put these 3 screws back in. Now we're just going to plug our motor back in. Goes into this port right here. And the wires are running in the same order as this other motor over here. From this plug to the left, we got blue, yellow, brown. So I'm going to go blue, yellow, brown. We're going to attach this back on. We're going to make sure that these wires are going through here. And we're going to line up our 3 screws. 1 here, 1 down here, and then 1 on this side. So I usually try to start one, and then one of these wires likes to catch in this like kind of elbow bend down here, so that might be why your this plate isn't closing every time. Yeah, it's this one here. So I kind of pushed it down a little bit, and now I should be able to get my screws in. Once this plate is back on, all we got to do is zip tie our wires back in. I believe there is a zip tie here, then this one is zip tied right here. Just make sure you don't get any wires near your clamps. That's the only thing, or any wires underneath the suspension here. But underneath, just like that, should be fine. This has been how to replace the motors on the Jazzy Carbon Powerchair. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please give us a call, and thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.